What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick. It's the last day to edge. Cactus. I meant last day till the until the edge. Anyways, today we're going to be showcasing multiple incredible builds for each different class to give you guys some ideas for what to run when the Edge of Fate releases. These builds will absolutely help you through your journey in the Edge of Fate Legendary campaign and beyond. And so, let's get started. By the way, guys, I am live right now on Twitch doing some last minute prep, trying to clear 200 spaces out of my vault. Definitely come check it out once you're done with this video, of course. Link in the description down below. Alright, so these are the builds that myself and my teammates are going to be personally running when the Edge of Fate launches. Now, keep in mind, the meta is going to shift dramatically when the Edge of Fate releases because it's changing so many fundamental things about the game. I mean, the stat system is getting a complete overhaul, so don't pay too much attention to my stats, as well as my weapons. I would recommend checking out the video I made a couple of days ago talking about the exotics you want to run with the Edge of Fate launch. For example, like the Choir of One, the Tommy's Matchbook. They're going to get 10% free bonus damage because they're featured exotics. If you don't know what I'm talking about, again, check out that video. But this is more about providing like the build frameworks. You can incorporate your favorite weapons and so on into this framework. So with that in mind, the class we're starting with is the class I'm personally going to be playing at Edge of Fate launch, and that's going to be the Titan. And the build I am going to be rocking right off the bat, it's going to be cringe, guys, but I'm going to be honest, it's a Consecration Titan. Now, I am going to be changing some stuff to stasis. So Glacial Quake, I have Glacier Grenade, I am going to be losing this Facet of Purpose fragment. I'm okay with that, but the big question mark about this build and every other melee build is that Bungie is actually going to be changing how melee damage itself is calculated in the game. It's going from right now multiplicative to additive in the Edge of Fate. So all the melee builds might be significantly worse, significantly better, or the same, or anything in between. Now keep in mind, because they're changing how melee damage is calculated, stuff like Knockout and Facet of Courage are getting significantly more melee damage. Like Knockout by itself is getting a massive melee damage buff, but will it still be less overall damage when calculated with everything else? Like, we're gonna have to wait and see. But this build is so darn powerful, and it's actually getting a ton of benefits from the new seasonal artifact. You know, for example, there's a seasonal artifact perk that says if you hit a Starkness debuffed target with a solar ability, you get massive bonus damage. I mean, that's exactly what the Consecration Titan wants to be doing, right? So there's a lot of benefits to using the Consecration Titan here, guys, and the one potential downside is that you overall may not do as much damage output. But I'm just going to quickly go over the different armor mods here. But yeah, Consecration Titan, really good bet that it's still going to be absolutely incredible. Now, if it's not, the next build I'm probably going to switch to is my ability spam Prismatic Titan. Now, Prismatic, the big benefit to using a Prismatic right off the bat, guys, right at launch, is that you again get massive bonus stats from your exotic class item. They're instantly being transformed into Armor 3.0, and they're gonna look like this. Like, they're gonna get massive amounts of stats. You're gonna get a free 70 extra stats as soon as you start the game. And so, you know, my 100 discipline is, I'm probably gonna go over 100 discipline, and therefore I'm gonna start to be able to get bonus grenade damage. And so when I'm running this build, which is all about getting my abilities as fast as possible, you know, I have shield throw so I can just spam it out. I have double jolting pulse grenades, diamond lance to be getting, no, I'm gonna be triggering diamond lance from everything. Dranger's Lash makes every single one of my abilities relevant. I am losing 0 fragment slots for next season as well here, guys. And the class item is going to be Spirit of Inmost Light plus Spirit of Armamentarium. And again, it's just spamming my abilities. It's a very good build. Not as much damage potential as the Consecration Titan, but certainly a ton of ad control and kind of exactly what you want to get you through the Legendary campaign. Now, an alternate version of this that's quite interesting, actually, is going to be this build here that I've just been kind of playing around with in the last couple of days, where we use Knockout and then we rely on Shield Throw because we are using Spirit of Inmost Light, Spirit of Contact. And basically you're turning your Shield Throw, which is one of the fastest regenning melee abilities in the game, you're turning this into a jolting melee. Like, Spirit of Contact with Shield Throw is actually crazy. You get it back so fast. You get so much Transcendent energy because you're also, you know, dipping in your toes into stasis and using Glacier Grenade and Diamond Lance and stuff. And again, it's just like actually surprisingly powerful. You're just spamming all your abilities non-stop here, guys. So, main build I'm going into the campaign with is Consecration. My two backup Prismatic builds are those. Gonna quickly go over these. And honestly, my fallback plan after that is just go back to rocking this Striker Titan, Storm's Keep, Knockout. Like, this isn't really changing too much at all, guys. Still gonna be fantastic. I'm also playing around with the idea of even going solar and going for hammer throwing, but that I'm not quite sure about yet. So those are the main builds I'm going to be rocking here, guys. Probably should show the different fragments for that. And I mean, the Arc build is exactly what we're rocking right now. Like, you guys know what that is. So that is the Titan. Let's switch to the Warlock. So for the Warlock, again, don't look at the stats, work in progress, but this is the build that I've been personally running, farming the crap out of Grandmaster Nightfalls in these last few days to get, you know, really high stat exotics and so on for the Edge of Fate. And that is going to be actually using a Prismatic Warlock with Spirit of Inmost Light plus Spirit of Syntheseps. So same god roll here as the Titan, but we basically have the Warlock version of Consecration. So we are rocking Song of Flame. That can change to frankly whatever you want. We have Phoenix Dive here. We have Arcane Needle for those 3 different charges, very important. We have Cold Snap Grenade for the Darkness debuff, and then we are running Feed the Void for health regen plus Lightning Surge. So you are sliding and using Lightning Surge. Again, you are just basically having another version of the Consecration Titan here, but on the Warlock. Actually pretty darn powerful, and honestly, it is extremely good at ad clearing. So if the Consecration Titan is getting hit, this is losing nothing. Like, you don't lose any fragment slots. Feed the Void Devour is getting a little bit of a nerf. You're going to get slightly less health back, but this is an overall very powerful build, and it doesn't quite rely on stacking as many melee damage boosts as the Consecration Titan, so it might not be as affected by the melee calculation changes. And just going to kind of go over some of the mods to use on your armor here. So very, very good build. And the other build I'm probably going to be rocking here is a bit of a throwback build, guys. It's going to be a Starfire Protocol. All right, first of all, what a Starfire. Look at this. Look at these stats, guys. I'm happy with this one. But this is getting a colossal buff in the Edge of Fate. And what's happening is that you're going to be able to trigger the Fusion Grenade regen with just being Radiant. So no longer will you have to run Empowered Rifts and stand in them to get this bonus. And therefore, I mean, you are just using, you know, pretty bog standard, you know, Well of Radiance or Song of Flame, both is fine. You can go back to a Healing Rift. You can go with Phoenix Dive for survivability. You don't need to run Empowering Rift anymore. And then we're running Incinerator Snap, obviously Fusion Grenades, combined with Touch of Flame, which is going to be, you know, boosting them to the moon. Explodes twice. Fusion Grenades is crazy, crazy good. Then we have Hellion. And then we are rocking Ember of Torches. You can see the fragments right here, guys. But yeah, like, this was an incredibly powerful build. It has a lot of survivability because you are on the Solar Warlock. And guys, like, I'm gonna be for real, I was getting some gameplay with the current Starfire protocol, talking about its buff, like recommending, hey, you might want to use this when the Edge of Fate launches, and just using it I was in solo Nether. The amount of regen I was getting standing in an Empowering Rift, I was like, oh my god, dude. Like, I was capturing a plate in the Nether, just chucking grenade, a class ability, grenade. Like, I was getting all my abilities back crazy fast already. And I was like, this low-key is like already pretty good in the game. But again, making it so that you can do something so easy as use your melee with Ember of Torches, and now you get that regen. Crazy good. Not to mention there's a new seasonal artifact perk, guys, where rapid solar precision hits, or we're using something like the Nullify here, is going to make you radiant. And that is what's putting this build over the edge, right? Get multiple precision hits with your Nullify, with your whatever other solar weapon you want to use here. That's going to give you radiant, which is going to give you all of your fusion grenade recharge. Moving on from there, guys, those are the kind of the two main builds I'm rocking on the Warlock. Let's talk about the Hunter. So the main build I'm looking at for Hunter is going to be a Prismatic Hunter with Ascension. Now, the big change here is that we are rocking Ascension. You are going to lose a fragment slot, unfortunately, but we are no longer going to be using Gifted Conviction. You absolutely still can, guys. You really still can. It's going to be great, but we're actually switching over to Spirit of Inmost Light plus Spirit of the Sidarachni, or however the heck you say this. So the reason we're doing that is because Ascension is actually getting a change in the Edge of Fate where it will now trigger Spirit of Inmost Light, right? Like, it's now kind of officially counting as using your class ability, and therefore it's going to be actually triggering stuff like Reaper and other stuff like that. And again, it is going to be triggering Spirit of Inmost Light. So now you're going to be able to get a crazy amount of class abilities with that change. And then we're just combining that with Spirit of Sidarachni for Woven Mail. Like, we are, when we look at the subclass, rocking Silence and Squall. Frankly, you can switch it over to Golden Gun if you want. Then we are rocking still Gambler's Dodge to get a bit of your melee back. Threaded Spike is just an incredibly good melee. You get it back so darn fast, and so you are now going to be triggering Spirit of Inmost Light so often. Same with Grapple. Extremely fast recharge. So you're grappling, you're throwing your Threaded Spike, and all of these are funneling energy towards your Ascension, right? Stylish Executioner, obviously to go invisible, and here are the fragments. And of course, the last one on the list, Facet of Awakening, is the one that we are going to lose. Might have to kind of change things around here, but yeah, we're losing one fragment, but still, this build, because that changes a lot of potential. Make sure you have Recovery, because that's going to be your class. This is not looking good for me. I still got some armor to farm here to get that recovery back up, guys. But yeah, so that's build number one. Build number two is going to be an oldie, but a goodie, guys. And that is actually going to be, again, a Prismatic Hunter. And we are going to be using Spirit of Caliban, Spirit of the Liar, guys. Incredible melee build. So looking at the Prismatic build, again, this is going to be kind of an old build. We have Silence and Squall. We are running Gambler's Dodge. I have Combination Blow, and you are going to combine that with Grapple, Stylish Executioner, Winter Shroud, and you could change this to Threaded Spectre if you want, if you don't want to lose any fragment slots there, guys. And here are the different fragments, but essentially we are relying on Spirit of the Liar to give us a massive amount of extra melee damage, and then we're just causing ignitions every single time we do that. Incredibly good build. This was like the most desirable build initially when the not the Edge of Fate, when the final shape launched for the Hunter, because it was just so absurd. And yes, the melee damage calculation could hurt this build, but stuff like 1-2 punch, guys, 1-2 punch is getting a massive buff. It's now going to last for like 3 seconds. So this build relied on 1-2 punch combining with that combination blow and Spirit of the Liars to get all your melee damage. Combination blow, I think, is getting a buff. Spirit of the Liars is going from 300% bonus damage to 400% bonus damage. And again, 1-2 punch is way 1-2 punch is way easier to use. So yes, you might be doing slightly less overall melee damage, but man, this build, like each aspect of this build is actually getting colossal buffs. So hopefully it won't be too negatively impacted. And again, just causing a darn ignition every time you pop off with a combination blow and Spirit of the Liar is just going to be crazy, crazy effective in the next DLC, guys. So that is going to be it for the video. Let me know what build looks the most interesting to you. Spent a little bit more time, went over a little bit more builds on the Titan because, again, that was what I'm personally playing. A lot of these other builds are what my teammates are going to be absolutely rocking. Did I miss anything? Do you have a favorite build you think is going to be cracked in the Edge of Fate? Let me know in the comment section, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. And if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.